Well, hey there. Welcome to Wednesday Wisdom, the day of the week where I share tools, tips, tactics, and strategies for us all to stay current and relevant on social media to generate leads, clients, customers, and sales. And today's topic is all about confident conversations. Picture this. You put your lead magnet out there, whether it was a free download, a video, a VSL, whatever. And as part of that process, your funnel, you invited people to schedule a call with you. Or maybe it was your pre-recorded masterclass, or it might have been a live event like a 5-day or 3-day challenge. Whatever the case may be, what you asked people to do, your call to action was for them to schedule an appointment with you, to get on your calendar, to have a conversation about how you can help them with their business or whatever it is that you have. You wanted to have a conversation, and guess what? They took you up on your offer. They signed up. So now you've got to have the conversation via Zoom or a phone call. It's time for you to get in line with with them and discuss what it is that they're looking for and see what you have that can help them reach their goals. But now you got to deliver on that thing you said that you have. And many times people get so nervous when it's time to have the conversation. And the number one reason that we found and studies show that people get nervous about having these conversations is because they don't like sales. And I get it. I don't like sales either, right? Because sales is where you have to convince or persuade somebody to take action. What I like is where people sell themselves. Think about it. If they've reached out for you, they've already decided that you are somebody who can help them. You would do them a disservice if you don't offer your services to them. And because we're not running charities, we're running businesses, you have to charge a fee for the services you provide. So I want to share with you in this video how to have confident conversations. And at the end, I'm going to tell you how to get your hands on my power enrollment call script. This script works for any business, whether it's network marketing, coaching, consulting, whatever. You can use this script to help you have confident conversations. You need to use the script to not only get comfortable with it, but also role play. Find an accountability partner, a friend, somebody who you can actually role play the script with. And you know what else you can do? You can actually put this script inside of ChatGPT and role play with ChatGPT. That is an amazing way to get comfortable having confident conversations and overcoming objections in real time. Because while this power enrollment call script is going to be valuable to you, when you're having a conversation, you can't be reading from a script while you're talking to somebody. So with that being said, let's get into it for today. I'm going to go over just the overview of the power enrollment call script. And like I said, at the end, I'll tell you how to get your hands on it. So with that being said, for those who don't know me, I am Cecelia Faye Morris, also known as the Digital Marketing Maven. I teach business owners how to build their brand and their business online using digital marketing strategies, automation, Facebook, and ChatGPT. And wherever you're watching me, give me some likes, some love, drop a comment, and if it's YouTube, subscribe and click that bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. All right, so let's talk about how do you have these confident conversations. Well, first of all, you need to set the tone and the posture for the conversation. I remember I was on a call with a gentleman. Actually, I was on a SCORE call. SCORE being a foundation, it's a nonprofit organization that helps businesses with their business. So I was a SCORE mentor. I left in August of this year. Just a lot going on. I just couldn't keep up with it, but I love what I did. Anywho, I got on a call with this lady. She asked for mentorship. She selected me, and we had this conversation. And she was like, "Oh my God, my boss could really use your help with Facebook ads," right? So we get on this call, and this joker wants to rush me, right? He doesn't want to hear my presentation. He doesn't care what's involved with running Facebook ads. He just wants the price. Well, I could have shrunk inside myself and been like, okay, well, my price is, but I didn't. You know why? Because guess what? You came to me. You asked me for help. I'm not asking you for help. If you want somebody to give you a price, then Google it. But if you want to understand the services that I provide, then you're going to allow me to, one, explore your business to see if your business is even ready for Facebook ads. Two, so I can get a feel for you to see if you are someone I even want to do business with. And if only one or two are good, are we going to have a conversation about number three, which is the program and the price? But since he failed miserably with one and two, there was no need for me to go forward. Now, if this had been earlier in my coaching and consulting and entrepreneurial career, when I really needed money or I wasn't very confident in myself, I might have let this gentleman run the conversation. But because I am not that girl anymore, I was more than happy to tell him, go find someone else to help you with what you need, because I provide a service. This is not a cookie cutter operation we got going on over here. So I say all that to say, you set the posture and the tone for the call. If somebody gets on this call and they're rushing you, or they're telling you they only have 15 minutes or whatever, well, then you tell them that you can appreciate that they are busy, but so are you. You set this time aside to have this conversation with them. If it doesn't work with their schedule, you are more than happy to reschedule, but you will only reschedule one time, and they need to be present and available for that call without distractions. If they cannot be, wish them well on their journey. Simple as that, right? Because the last thing you want to do is become or make somebody feel as though you need to make this sale. Because if you feel like you need this sale to pay your light bill or whatever, then you need to get a job until your business can take care of your expenses. Because if you're coming on these calls and you have that, I gotta make this sale, I hope they say yes, kind of energy, they're going to feel that, and you're going to present that even subconsciously. It's like you can't help it, right? And people can smell fear a mile away. So you will definitely not seal the deal if you're coming to this call from a place of need instead of coming from a place of support. How can I support you? How can I help you? All right, so let's get into this power enrollment call script. How do you set the tone of a call? Well, you set the tone by just saying hello. How are you doing? How's your week going? What's the best thing about your day so far? Ask them where they are in the world. Talk about the weather. Don't go into a whole lot of detail or ask a whole list of questions. Just do some icebreaker kind of stuff. One of the biggest questions that I like to ask when I get started on my calls, after I find out how they're doing, where they're at, how did they find me? And what was it they were looking for when they found me? Because that is a telltale sign as to where they are in their journey. Another question that I like to ask is at the introduction of this call, and I phrase it exactly like this. I'm going to get it for you. So once I ask them, it's okay if I record the call, if I do the icebreaker stuff, I make sure that they have the time necessary set aside for us to have this call. So I tell them on the call, I said, now after we talk today, we decide that I can help you, and assuming investment is not an obstacle or a barrier to getting started, are you ready to make a decision on this call to move forward, or are you just looking for information? Why am I posturing this question this way? Because I don't mind having a conversation with people who are looking for information, but if you want information, I'm not going to be on the phone or the Zoom with you for 30 minutes. I'm going to give you the 15, 20-minute triage, and then we're going to keep it moving. And then when you are ready to make a decision, then we can have a longer phone call. But by knowing at the beginning of the call what their intentions and goals are for the call, that allows me to frame the call in a way to where we're either going to have a longer conversation to discuss how me and my coaching can help them, or we're going to have a shorter conversation where I'm going to answer their questions and give them some tools and tips on how they can move forward and leave the door open for them to contact me when they are ready to take action and invest in getting the skills and knowledge they need to run their business. So after the icebreaker, you always want to set the agenda. Let them know you're going to be asking questions, and you're going to be taking notes, and you're going to be doing a deep dive in their business. And there may be some awkward moments of silence after you ask questions because you are writing notes, because you want to be clear on what it is that they are looking for. So after you get agreement and you do all that, then you want to go into discovery, right? You want to ask them about their business. What is it? How much are their products? What are their services? How many sales are they making a month? What's their income currently per month? What are their income goals per month? What have they tried? How did it work? Have they used other coaches? Have they been looking at other coaches? If they are, why didn't they sign up with those other coaches? If they didn't get results after they signed up with another coach, ask them what they feel as though was wrong with what happened in that process that they didn't get results. Was it the program was misrepresented? Was it the coach wasn't what they said they were? I've been burned by that before, where people proclaim to be something they're not. I'm like, seriously, this is what I get? But there could be a whole multitude of reasons why they ended up on a call with you, and you want to do the drill down to find out exactly what's been happening in their life and why they landed on your Zoom call, the phone call with you, because you need to know what they tried before and how it worked out or didn't work out, which is why they're on the call with you, because this is all information that you're going to use in the back end of the conversation when it comes time to talk about your offer. Now, when it comes to asking them what it is that they want, a lot of people be like, oh, I want to make $2,000 a month consistently, or I want to lose 50 pounds, or I want to generate 100 leads a month. Whatever it is that they want to do, you need to understand the why behind it, right? Why do you want to lose 50 pounds? Oh, because my class reunion is coming up and I want to walk in the room and the men all pause when I walk into the room. Or it is because I know that if I get 100 leads a day, I have a close rate of 10%. That means, 100 leads a month. I have a close rate of 10%. So that means I'll be bringing 10 new people into my business every month. But again, and even if that's the case, right, you may ask, well, why is it that you want to walk into the room and everybody stop, right? Why is it that you want to get 10 new leads a day? What is this going to do for you? Is it self-confident? Is it to stick it to all the high school kids who were mean to you? Is it because you want to walk across the stage at your company's next event? Is it like if you're a brick and mortar? Is it because you want to build a relationship in the community with whatever it is your business does in the community so you can get repeat business? But you want to drill down to find out the underlying reasons why people want to do the thing that they say they want you to help them with. Because again, on the back end of the conversation, when it comes time for you to make the offer, you are going to remind them of, hey, well, you said you wanted to do. So as you go through the discovery where you're asking situation questions, you're asking problem questions, and you're asking probing questions, you are finding out exactly where they are in the process and also gauging if they are a good fit for you. I remember when I first got started with Facebook ads, for whatever reason, a lot of ladies were reaching out to me from paparazzi. As much as I would love to teach those beautiful ladies how to use Facebook ads, selling $5 jewelry, the profit margin is just not there to make it make sense for them to spend $300 a month on ads, plus pay me for coaching. They'd have to sell a whole heck of a lot of jewelry to make it make sense. But because I need to sleep at night, it was better for me to say, this just is not viable for you, versus me saying, yeah, we can do it. And then I not only don't get them results, but they spent all this money, and then I feel bad because they didn't get results, and I probably should have just said no in the first place, which is why I said no in the first place. Again, I come from a place of integrity, and I got to be able to sleep at night. But this call is not just a matter of them being comfortable with you. It's a matter of you deciding if this is someone, one, you want to do business with, and two, that you can legitimately help. If you cannot legitimately help this person with your problem, service, or opportunity, then don't do it anyway, right? Instead, give them helpful advice and point them in the direction of where they can get some help. And this is all before you have the conversation about money. We haven't even talked about money at this point. So once you do the deep diving and the discovery questions and the probing questions, and you understand where they're at, what they tried, what worked, what didn't work, why do they think they're in this place right now? What do they think you have that they can use to help them get to wherever they want to get to and help them reach their goals? Then and only then do you ask them, and you ask them if it's okay if you share this opportunity. So you may say something like, well, you know what, Sharon, this has been a great conversation, and I really do think that I can help you do whatever it is that Sharon wants to do. So if it's all right with you, I'd love to outline the process that I would take you through so you can reach whatever goal that Sharon says she wants to reach. You only move forward if she says, okay. If she's like, well, I don't know, or maybe this isn't a good time, then you say, okay, you end the call right there. The last thing you want to do is convince people to work with you, because then you're going to have to convince them to do the work. We are not in the convincing business. We just help people make a decision that they already decided to make by reaching out to us in the first place. All we're doing on this call is confirming that they made the right decision to get in contact with us. So then you go through your spiel on what it is that your program offers. And this is another place where people make a big mistake. You start talking about, well, in module 1, we're going to do da, 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 da. And in module 2, da, 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 da. Now you may say, like, for instance, my magic marketing program. In module 1, that's where you're going to identify the voice and tone of what you want to use with ChatGPT, and you're going to identify your audience. That's a feature. The benefit of that is so you can train ChatGPT to communicate authentically as you, as well as ChatGPT can create the right amount of content that's going to actually resonate and connect with your audience. No more trying to figure out what to say. ChatGPT can say it all for you, which will save you plenty of time when it comes to creating your marketing messages, right? So the benefits are speaking in your voice, creating content your audience likes, and saving you time trying to come up with this on your own. So if you talk about the details of your program, like module 1, module 2, module 3, always, always, always give a benefit so you can, so you will, so you don't. So that way they know, oh, I'm gonna get this, and this is how it's gonna improve my life, or this is how it's gonna be easier for me. Whatever it is, make sure you always end on a benefit and not a feature, right? So after you go through your spiel in terms of what your program is, then and only then are you now ready to talk about price. So let me give you a good lead in. I'm drilling down. I'm giving you this thing that I got is like 35 pages long, but it's big print and lots of space. So don't get weirded out by that. All right, so let me find it here. All right, so before you give them the price, you want to ask them how they felt about, no, don't ask them what they felt. Do you have any questions for me about what I shared with you about the program? Now, if they say no, then your next question is, do you think this program can help you reach your goal, whatever that goal is that they wanted? If they say no to questions and yes, it can, then only then do you have the conversation about the money. Now, when you present this, there's a number of ways you can do it, and you can get this in my power enrollment call script or whatever. But you want to present this in a way where you ask them if they have questions, and 2, if they think you can help, your program can help them. If 1 is a no and 2 is a yes, then move forward. Now, if 1 is a yes and they do have questions, then you ask them for their question, you give them their answer, and then you ask them, do you have any other questions? And you keep doing that dance. Do you have a question? Yes. What is it? Answer. Do you have another question? Yes. What is it? Answer. You keep doing that dance until they say no. They don't have any more questions. Because if they say no, they have no more questions, then you have eliminated all the objections prior to you giving them the price of your program. Now, if you give them the price of the program and they have an objection, you know the objection is strictly the money. And then you can get creative with them in terms of talking about ways that you can still work with them, whether it's a payment plan, whether it's financing, whatever it is that you do in your business. But you don't get into the money until you made sure when you ask them, do you have any other questions for me? And they say no, only then do you move in to have the sales conversation. So this is like the 30,000 foot overview of what it's like to have confident conversations. So I invite you to get your hands on my power enrollment call script. Again, it's a great tool for you to use to get comfortable having the conversation. Remember, you're the expert in this arena. When people reach out to you for your coaching, your consulting, your advice, or whatever, they're coming to you for help. So don't shrink within yourself when it comes to asking people to pay for your services. We are not nonprofit charity organizations. We are business owners. And the only way that you can help people is if you can pay your bills. I remember when I first got started in this space, I started with a 7-day program that was $397. And every month I was on the hustle trying to find 8 people to pay $397. Imagine how my life changed in June of 2021 when I sold my first $3,000 product, right? $3,000, one person. And I did that repeatedly over and over and over again. I was able to show up as a better coach and a better person because I wasn't always hustling for that next client. And that's how you need to be as well. Now, I'm not saying you have to have a $3,000 product. Oh, but I am going to tell you, when should you have conversations? Now, this is another tricky question. Now, I do give people a 15-minute triage call. It's just a 15-minute call where I gauge where they're at, kind of like what I talked about with the power enrollment call script, where I don't have to ask them if they want information or if they want to move forward, because again, this is just a triage call. So I know they just want information. However, on the triage call, and I keep it at 15 minutes because I'm a woman of my word, on the triage call, if they want to move forward, then we schedule another longer call later. But anywho, where was I going with that? Oh, I was talking about when do you allow people to get on your calendar? Well, you can allow people to get on your calendar any way, shape, form that you want. You just need to be discretionary with your time, right? So a triage call, 15, 20 minutes. An in-depth program call, like a consulting call where you're going to be seeing if they want to join your program, can take 30 minutes to an hour. So just plan accordingly. And again, protect your time, be discretionary on the conversations that you have. And in the event somebody does get on your calendar because of a webinar or a challenge or something, make sure you set the agenda up front to understand, hey, in the event what I have is something that works for you and money is not an obstacle or a barrier, are you ready to get started today, or are you just looking for information? That just makes it better for the both of you because you can set the tone and the agenda for the call. So go ahead and click somewhere around this video so you can get your hands on the Power Enrollment Call Script. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I am Cecelia Faye Morris, the Digital Marketing Maven. And wherever you're watching me, give me some likes, some love, drop a comment. And if it's YouTube, subscribe and click that bell so you get notified whenever I post a video. Bye for now.